For all your TCG needs, make sure to check out alphatradingcardgames.com.
Hey, what up players? It's a Sable54. We're gonna be kicking some more ass with our Duraludon VMAX Bronzong deck. This type of a deck ticks a lot of my boxes for what I want in a deck. Well, this sort of style at least. Successor to Dark Box in many ways. Dark Box has a few things that this deck doesn't have, but of course this deck has a lot of things that the old Dark Box deck doesn't have in terms of stronger attackers, you know, Wallen with Duraludon VMAX. His ability is so great, being able to block any Pokemon with special energies. And yeah, what more can you ask? I mean, we get that extra draw with Zacian, like I've opened with him right now. When you're setting up, you can pass your turn and draw a few cards instead of just doing completely nothing. Alright, and it looks like we're going to be playing against a Giratina VSTAR Lugia VSTAR deck. Now, I guess I neglected to mention this, but most definitely Lugia VSTAR, another great partner for it. Something to power up is this Giratina because it does a lot of damage. I mean, maybe you're not going to be able to exactly utilize its VSTAR attack, but I mean, what am I talking about? You're going to use Lugia to get the dudes out and get energies, get the Archeopsis. Alright, so I had to use an Oak turn 1. Discarded a few things that it's a bit disappointing I had to discard, but for the most part, a good draw turn. Dump a lot of metal energy, so we know we're good when it comes to those in the discard pile. And what I'm actually going to do right now, since we couldn't get any of the Pokemon that I wanted to get besides Duraludon, I'm going to spend the stretcher, put them new in the active position, and then pass the turn. So this way, Zacian is out of harm's way, so, you know, if I do get more energies on it, I'm not just going to sacrifice it for nothing. Okay. Got a big-ass hand with Interpret Sword, but I have a lot of stuff that I don't need right now, like 50 billion supporters. It's always the case, god damn it, with me. Either I got no supporters and I break, or I've got like 5 supporters in hand. Max Potion, I don't need that too. But anyway, I guess what we can do is use the Skyla next turn, and I can fetch like a Heavy Ball or something. I don't know, I guess it depends. I mean, if he plays more Pokemon down, maybe we're going to have to go for Chorus. But he did not. So I get Duraludon VMAX. I guess that's kind of good. Make sure that guy's out, and he's more safe. If they hit his ass, he's not going to die. And we are going to go for the Skyla Heavy Ball play here. A bit weak. It's way too passive, but what can you do? I mean, I'm going to use a supporter to shuffle like 8 cards in the deck and then hope I draw a Pokemon or balls. So we're just going to do this and go for another Interpret Sword. Hopefully he doesn't pick on my guy. He did not actually attack and kill the Mew. So he's running kind of slow himself. Gives us more time to set up. Our deck, you know, these sort of box decks with Dark Box is the same story with other similar decks. You know, they rely heavily on getting that perfect setup. You know, you want your energy moving around Pokemon, in this case Bronzong. In our deck as well, like in Dark Box, I didn't really have any other evolution Pokemon besides Weavile. In this, you got to get Duraludon VMAX out too, your main attacker. And you got to get your energies, dump a few energies for Metal Saucer. You need a bunch of stuff to get going. So he finally got the Archeops out, Lugia VSTAR and Giratina VSTAR too. The dude has a lot of energies on. Got the Double Dragon energy on. For anyone wondering why I'm not running Double Dragon energy in this deck, because I sort of didn't mention it in the deck profile, slipped through me. It only works with Duraludon, so having the Double Dragon energy in that deck is going to be way too inconsistent. It conflicts with everybody else. The blend energies, I can attach those on Zacian, I can attach them to Bronzong, any Pokemon. And to be honest, I mentioned this in the deck profile too. The Dragon Duraludon is kind of cool. It does a few things, but if I had more of the Champion's Path Metal one, I would be running those because you can search those out with Heavy Ball. and I like its tanking ability, that sort of thing. It just makes more sense to me. All right, so he did get the kill with Giratina. I was a bit surprised, but didn't discard any energies. But he must have like the memory energy on or some shit. Yeah, so he could do shred. That's gonna be kind of annoying because he can actually play around Duraludon. I was hoping I was gonna tank this dude since they all about special energies with Lugia. But we're gonna have to utilize the max potions after all. So I can't make an attack again. Fuck. So I guess all we can do is interpret sword again. I'm getting there, but it is very annoying. You know, we don't really have a great way to dig out the blend energies too. You kind of have to just draw it. Just 4 of those, and maybe if you don't, you can use like Zacian in the meantime or some shit. But yeah, this deck, of course, it's not perfect. Once it gets rolling though, then it becomes pretty smooth. Pretty busted. But we just need to get rolling first. For sure. Now, he has shitloads of energy. Goddamn, I mean, Giratina has more than enough. Lugia has a bunch. I guess if he uses the big attack, he's not going to care about the discarding. But I don't think he's going to. I mean, unless he pulls Zacian or does some shit like that, he needs to use Shred to attack Duraludon, which is still good. I mean, it puts in the work, but it's a 2-hit KO, and with well, Crystal Cave isn't gonna do it. I do need to use the max potion. It's still gonna be a 2-hit KO. 150, 180, yeah, it does the trick. But anyway, we can finally attack. Negated his big attack with the max potion. So I only got 1 more max potion left. Gotta make those count. But now that Duraludon VMAX is ready to go, I'm going to be putting some pressure. If he doesn't play any other muscle bands or whatever, then yeah, maybe I can utilize the Crystal Cave, and it's going to be a 2-hit KO with the Shred, a 3-hit KO. It's going to be great. Thing is, though, if he doesn't use that shit with Giratina, the Shred attack that goes through effects, he can't really do shit. I mean, Lugia is perfectly useless with all those special energies. He would have to target my other Pokemon. And, I mean, you can do that shit, but eventually you are going to have to deal with the Duraludon. Just going to keep attacking for 220. You're going to get that pressure. So, I have a big attack. Giratina VSTAR is almost dead right now. I don't know if he's going to want to retreat, if he's going to want to... what he's going to do. I mean, it's the only thing he has. There's the Giratina Garchomp GX as well, but I don't think we're going to be seeing that. So goes for 160, not even going to be a 2-hit KO. And I could go for the Crystal Cave, and I am going to do that shit. But I mean, at the end of the day, what we're going to do is we're going to use Via Seeker, get the Skyla. I could grab Chorus, but I want that guaranteed max potion here. And I'm going to make sure the Duraludon is fully healthy. But I mean, he scooped right there, just very prematurely. I probably had this game anyway, thanks to Duraludon's excellent ability. So that's a GG. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share this with your friends. And I'll see you guys next time. Was I?